Welcome. Welcome to Hope Christian Fellowship Cooking Show. My name is Jason. I am here at the Jonathan and Lauren household.
Jonathan and Lauren.
The Jonathan and Lauren household. Cooking for you guys. This is the last night of our cooking show. So we started Saturday with Peter. Then we had Rosa Sunday. Monday we had Patricia and her family, and Mark yesterday, and today we are going to be joined with Jonathan and Lauren. Lauren's going to prepare a dessert for us tonight. So before we start, I just want to make sure everyone can hear us and see us. So if you can, please just put into the chat that you can see and hear everything and everything's clear. If there's any adjustments that need to be made, let us know now before we start. No comments? We're good? All right.
You're saying hello.
Awesome. So we're going to start by just putting our rice in and cooking the rice. So my wife has prepared everything, which is great. I just came from work and this is awesome. I just have to put everything together now.
No, you put the rice water in the pot.
Yes, I know. So she has already washed the rice for me. And I'm going to take the rice, the water from the rice after the second and third wash. Then you fill it up with water, let it soak, and then she likes doing this. I necessarily don't, but we just put that water, the rice water, into the Instapot. And then I'm going to go ahead and put more water into the rice. And this is a very small rice cooker, so I just measure. If you don't know how to measure the water in the rice, look it up on YouTube. There's plenty of
Just tell them.
videos how to do that.
Isn't this an instructional video? Like
Yes,
you're supposed to
Jay.
tell them these
All right.
things?
I usually just measure the rice from my finger and I go, okay, that's how much rice I have. And then I measure again from the top of the rice and measure to the top of the water, and it should be equivalent. That's the way I make my rice. I'm going to take it, go ahead and put it into the rice cooker, which is not plugged in yet.
Nope.
And we're going to start that off. So if you guys have any questions, or just feel free to just type it up, and we'll get to those questions as we go along. So the first thing I'm going to do, I like putting onions into the Instapot with the meat. I don't know, I just like the way the flavor of the onion
Yeah. You don't handle it.
goes into the meat when I'm cooking in the Instapot or a pressure cooker. So you should have some sort of pressure cooker Instapot. If you don't have one of these, you can also just boil the meat. It just takes a little longer, but for tonight we're going to use the Instapot. I go ahead and just chop them into fourths and just put them into the water. And once you're done doing that, you want to take your meat. How many pieces did you buy, Marnie?
8.
8 pieces?
6 or 8.
So this is the beef shank that we usually get. It comes with like bone marrow. It's for Filipinos and I think Asian households. Bone marrow is very delicious. So if this is your first time cooking this, it's very fatty and it's very delicious, I think. But everyone has their own opinion. But I'll go ahead and put these in. Oh, lift it up. You guys can't see it? Okay, there. You can talk. So we're going to put all these in. No, that's okay. Just silence it, por favor.
Just his boss. He's gonna get fired. Not a big deal.
So we put all the meat in there. All right. So this off. Locked, ready, and we go beef mode here. Every obviously every Instapot or pressure cooker is different. We usually like doing like 30 minutes on this, so I will set it to beef.
If you're new to Instapot, they have cheat sheets in Amazon that you can buy, and it'll tell you the Insta cook times. So when you put it in the pot, it'll let you know how long you're supposed to be cooking it. I've got a whole bunch of them actually in my Instapot. So this is for meat. And I've got like the rice and the quick oats and the quinoa.
And one for veggies.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a nerd. I know.
And my wife lately has been actually cooking Filipino dishes. She bought an Instapot Filipino cookbook. And
I made puto. For those of you who don't know what
rice
that
cake.
is, it's rice cake, Filipino rice cake. I made puto in here.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna let that sit. The rice is going. Hopefully you got your meat going. It's gonna take about 25-30 minutes, and we'll let that sit. The next thing I do is just cut up all the vegetables. So I don't know if you guys can see, but my wife has pre-peeled all the potatoes. So go ahead, if you haven't done so, go ahead and peel your potatoes. She's also prepped my carrots, washed them, ready to go. String beans and some cabbage. I believe this is Napa cabbage. And tonight she actually wanted to add corn into the soup. So this is just sweet corn. I have 6 pieces of sweet corn. So we'll go ahead and chop up the potatoes. So I normally just chop them up in half and then in fourths, and then after that in eighths. So you get small pieces like this. You can silence my phone if you'd like, Marnie, please. Oh, thank you. Okay.
Want me to talk to your boss?
No, it's okay. All right, so I have the potatoes cut up. Do the same thing. I tend to not cut them up too small because then they overcook and they become mushy. So I tend to keep them a little bigger sized portions. So again, if you have any questions or if I'm going too fast or need to repeat something, let me know in the comments. I have Marnie and Jonathan monitoring the comments, so they'll let me know if something comes up. And getting to the third potato.
Nate says, shout out from the seas. We are watching Filipino Pride.
Yay! Thank you, Nate. So a lot of YouTubers say this, but go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow our YouTube channel.
Frida's watching.
Alright, so the potatoes are all cut up. Put that aside. Let's start with the tomatoes. Carrots. These are carrots.
Anna and Jerry are watching too. They said, hey, you better shout out at me or to me.
Shout out to everyone. So what I usually do is I just cut off the ends. I don't know. I just don't like the ends, I guess. So these are skinning them or taking the top skin layer off, but I think we tend to just put it all in and wash it, make sure it's not dirty.
My brother asked me to come in. Pete, just so you know, we're representing right here.
Yeah, and we'll hopefully we'll get to use this, but we'll see. So with the carrots, the way I cut them, again, I don't try to cut them too small because I don't want them to get mushy as they're cooking. So I cut them diagonally and probably about 1 to 1.5 inch portions. So you just want to put them up. And thanks to my wife for preparing all this ahead of time.
Jason, Carol, putting the meat and onion. Oh, we missed after putting meat and onions in. What do? Liquid, cook. So can you tell them?
Yes. So in your Instapot, you put the meat, the onions, and then you fill it with water. I usually fill it just to make sure all the meat is underwater, and then you just start it and let it sit. I set it to beef for this Instapot. There's a beef mode, so I just put beef and then I just hit start. Again, every Instapot is different. If you're using a pressure cooker, so you put all the meat, all the ingredients, make sure there's enough water touching at the top of the meat, and then just boil it and start it up on high heat for 15 minutes until it starts making that hissing noise, and then you do it and you leave it there for another 15 minutes.
My mom and dad in the Philippines are watching.
Yay! Hi mom, hi dad. Okay. So normally, I am not the cook at the house. My wife is the cook. But there are a few dishes that I do make. One thing I do like to make is leche flan. I do that every holiday season, usually Thanksgiving, Christmas. I also like cooking breakfast, but lately, since my kids are older, they don't wake up early enough for me to cook breakfast for them. So I just cook breakfast for myself sometimes and my wife. But my best dish that my wife loves is just bacon and rice in the morning. So to all those bacon lovers, if you want some fresh bacon on Saturday mornings, just give me a call.
Sterling said, can you drop off some when you're done?
We will see. All right, let me just throw this away. Hopefully, Carolyn, that answers your question earlier on the water and the onion and the meat, and you have that going for you. My wife has done a great job of prepping everything already. The next thing that I have to prep, so we're done with my carrots. These are cut. We weren't able to show you, but basically you cut off the base of the Napa cabbage, and then you just leave the I guess the 2/3 top part of the Napa cabbage to put into your soup, your beef stew.
Megan and the Sinclairs and the Fletchers are watching.
Hello, welcome guys. Thank you for joining. It's so quiet in here. Why are you guys not talking to me?
Jeriel said Instapot is not cooking.
You're gonna have to call IT for that. Because
Did you press start?
Is it
yeah,
plugged
it's
in?
on.
Okay.
It's on.
Is it plugged in?
Yeah, it's plugged in. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and prep our string beans, green beans. So normally I just, again, cut off the ends.
Yumi's watching.
And I'll cut them about almost 2 inches long. So you just cut off the ends. And then I cut, for these ones, because they're so short, I just cut them in half. So depending on what type of beans you're using, obviously you can adjust. If you're using the longer string beans, then I usually try to keep them about 2 inches long. So go ahead and do that.
Bryson Pia says hello.
Hello. Thank you for joining, guys. Again, this is our last night before Thanksgiving. This is the first time we've done some sort of cooking show. And I think this past few days I've gained some weight eating every night. All the delicious dishes everyone's making. Plenty of leftovers in our fridge. So thank you guys for those who've participated in cooking and participated in watching the videos. Hopefully you had a good time, learned some new things, and have eaten some good food.
Peter said, "Why are you a Cowboys fan? You have good parents. I just don't understand."
All I know, Pete, is that we play your team tomorrow, so we will see who will have bragging rights after Thanksgiving. So go ahead and just cut up all your green beans. Trying to keep them all the same size. And the reason you want to cut them up in the same size so they'll hopefully cook evenly, and some won't be more soggy than the other, or some won't be raw versus the other pieces. And so after we prep this, are we going to go straight into dessert prep while
Sure.
everything is...
Jason,
Yes.
your cousin Aaron said, "Can we request an apron change?"
Sorry, this is the only one I own. Please don't be offended by my clothing.
He did that on purpose.
Almost done. Ooh, this one looks nasty, so I'll throw that one out. I know, this is so exciting, right? So hopefully you guys are cutting through your veggies, getting them prepped for when the meat's cooked. Again, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments.
Peter said, "I'll bring you a new apron, like right now."
Do it, Peter, do it. A lot of traffic coming from your end of town. All right, we're all done. Put it back in here. So, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Filipinos like to reuse things. And these are Mary Calendar pie tins. And if you look in our household, we probably have like 20 or 30 of these, and they're great for like prep and just anything. So, but yeah, we never return them, we always keep them. Alright, so I'm gonna clean up a little bit.
So a lot of you guys have commented on the beautiful kitchen.
I'll be right back.
I'm so glad to say this is not my kitchen.
What do you mean you're glad to say that?
I wish it was, but it's not. So this is Lauren and Jonathan's kitchen. This is Lauren. She's gonna be baking for you later, and this is Jonathan. For those of you who are watching, they're a part of our church family. So, so just wanted to let you know this is not our house. I wish it was. But just so you also know, Jonathan did all this work. He built his own kitchen. Maybe he can build mine.
All right, everything's prepped, so I think I'm gonna just let everything here sit in the side while we have Lauren come up and introduce her dessert dish for us tonight. Sorry, I made a mess.
Do you want to pause to clean up a little bit? No?
No, keep going, keep rolling.
Alrighty.
You want to use my apron there, Lauren?
I have an apron.
Just asking. Just asking.
Hey everyone, so we're gonna make for dessert caramel apple pie bread pudding. I've never made this before, so that's just a FYI, but I love bread pudding and it seems pretty easy, so hopefully you've already done some prepping where you already chopped up your bread into 1/2-inch squares approximately and left it sitting overnight to stale, and we'll get started. I've already preheated the oven to 350, so if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so now. Okay, so the next step is to prep your baking dish or dishes. I'm gonna actually use 4 dishes so that there's one for each of us.
I can do that for you. You stay over there.
Okay. The pan is
Okay.
there. I was gonna go over to the above the stove to spray it, or over the sink.
Just spray right here.
No, do it over the sink because it gets messy sometimes.
Just do it right here.
So I just use the baking Pam oil spray when I do any baking. Yeah.
Sinclair said, kitchen looks good, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Yeah, this actually, there used to be a wall right here, guys. So Jonathan did a great job designing our house.
Yay!
Made it our own.
Sharon says hello, they're watching, and they said that they reuse pie tins at their house too. Want to show it? Peter said this is his new, this is his new You want to show it?
So apparently, sorry to interrupt. Apparently, this is Peter's new apron.
What is his new apron?
Redskins?
There's a Redskins sweatshirt tied around him.
Sweatshirt tied around.
Sorry, I guess my spray is a little running low, so that's why it's taking me a while to spray this. Okay, so I got those all prepped and ready. I've already chopped up the apples. I ended up using Honeycrisp apples, but you can use any apples of your choosing. And oh, the bread that I used, Jonathan actually bought the King's Hawaiian brioche type bread, you know, the sweet bread. So this is the King's Hawaiian bread. He just bought the dinner rolls. So hopefully it's not too sweet when we do this dessert. Okay, so we're gonna start with the yogurt, milk, eggs, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, nutmeg, and 1/2 cup of sugar. What is that noise?
Sorry,
That's the Instapot. It's the pressure. Isn't this supposed to be closed?
Yeah, it is. Is it closed?
No, it's not. We need,
Oh, we forgot to close it.
I think it's stuck.
Uh-oh.
Where's the yogurt, huh?
It was supposed to go up.
Oh, it's about to.
Sorry, like I said, I've never made this before, so I had to like follow the recipe myself.
Were you able to turn it off? Were you able to turn it off?
What?
Yeah.
It's pressurized now.
And I didn't get time to really prep before we started because I had to work. So. You want to pause it or something?
No.
She can make one.
Jason's
Look, we got a message from Beth Sylvie's cooking show, and the kid said if you want, you can watch the
This is Beth Sylvie's.
So it's
They're just doing one
cup of vanilla yogurt, 4 eggs, 1 cup of milk. Can you give me the measuring cup? 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Nutmeg is half a teaspoon, and half a cup of sugar. Of course, you can modify anything to your liking. Jonathan said he thinks that half a teaspoon of nutmeg might be too strong for his preference, but I'm gonna do it because I said we're doing this for the cooking show, not for him.
Fun.
Just teasing, hun.
Sure.
Alright, so 1 cup of yogurt. And oh, he bought vanilla yogurt. So I got that this morning, thankfully. Made him run out and get regular, non-Greek, regular vanilla yogurt.
Because I got Greek.
Oh, you got Greek?
Yeah.
Greek?
And I was like,
Carolyn said, that's good, Lauren, because we can follow along at a normal pace. Thank you.
oh, the like having to follow my recipe. Because I don't have an actual recipe in my head. You're welcome, Carolyn. All right, yogurt, milk. And I didn't think to ask Jonathan to prep all this for me, but it's okay.
I would have if she did.
I know I didn't think of it. I'm not blaming you at all.
Your kitchen looks like a natural place to do recordings.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so
Maybe we should have that as a regular.
it's so bright.
What? You really want to do that? Why don't you feed our dog while you're at it too? I didn't have time.
Here, I'll
Sorry,
feed the
we
dog.
don't usually banter this much.
Where's the dog food?
I'll get it.
Yeah, he'll take care of
I'll
it.
take care of it.
and then mismeasure something or forget an ingredient.
Okay, storytelling.
How did you learn how to cook?
Interesting. Well, when I got married, I did not know how to cook. I knew how to eat. And I had a grandmother that cooked for me every day when I came home from school, so I was spoiled. But when I got married, Marnie actually learned how to cook through the years. But I do remember the first dish she cooked in our.
Not my first dish.
Oh, you said share a story, right? So the first dish that she cooked when we were first married, wow, this is a long time ago, in an apartment in Glendale. So I come home and she says, honey, I cooked. And I said, oh, what did you cook? She goes, I cooked your favorite dish, the mung beans.
No, it was the adobo first.
Oh yeah, she cooked adobo, chicken adobo. And I said, oh, okay, let's give it a try. So as we ate the adobo, apparently she had used a whole bottle of vinegar
Not
to
a whole
make.
bottle.
It tasted like the whole bottle of vinegar. But so the adobo was destroyed because you're not supposed to put a lot of vinegar in it. So that night we ended up, I think, I don't know, McDonald's or something.
Russian restaurant.
Yeah, but that was her first attempt at cooking for us as a family, which was fun.
When Jonathan's done making whatever drink for whoever, I guess for Jason, he can tell you his story about chicken feet.
Ooh.
During
It's a
your
good
dates?
story. It's a good story.
Chicken feet.
During your date?
Since this is a cooking show.
So basically, the story behind that is I knew that Lauren was going to be my wife when we went to a dim sum restaurant and she ordered chicken feet.
Yay! In Filipino, we call chicken feet Adidas. This is for Pete, because I forgot to show you my apron.
Move
Are you in the
move
shot?
over. There you go.
Yeah. Wait. Go
Ta-da!
that way.
Haha.
It's good. Thank you.
I don't know, did you put the sugar in?
Did you put it in already?
I don't think so, because I don't feel it.
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah, because I was going by the order that's on my instructions.
Yeah.
I did put the directions on the Google Doc this morning, so if you guys happen to be looking at it right now, it's there.
Jonathan. Hi, Fina.
She already ate her dinner.
Show on the popcorn.
So. No, what? She just knows there's food around, so she's not eating her dinner.
Okay, so that was step 4. So I'm just whisking everything together. Again, that's the yogurt, milk, eggs, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, nutmeg, and half a cup of sugar. This is what distracts me too.
Alright.
There's a mini fridge underneath me, so that's why he keeps making me move out of the way and to get stuff. Because he's making drinks right now, which, yeah. I don't know if you can see the mini bar that we have back there. But this is supposed to be a family show, so.
are getting for Christmas from the O's.
Tell me, Peter, what? What are we getting?
Getting Redskin stuff?
You can't buy Redskin stuff anymore, Peter.
Okay, and the next up it says stir in apples and raisins. So again, it's 3 apples chopped. I actually peeled them before I chopped them, but you can leave the skin on, that's fine.
So my aunt left you a message. She said, hi Lauren, I hope I can taste your desserts. I like sweets. If there's any left over, we might take some home.
They'll be leftovers because we're doing 4 small dishes, but I made enough to make a 9 by 13, which this is the recipe for.
Cool.
Okay.
Jason, Peter said I have a stockpile. Just wait.
So it's half a cup of raisins. And for the recipe, you can use blueberries or cranberries or any other kind of fruit you want. Or you can just leave it out and just have apples in it.
Where'd you get the recipe, Lauren?
I got it from Pinterest.
Pinterest?
Yeah. I get all my recipes mostly from Pinterest, unless they're family recipes.
Hey, Lauren, can you move your iPad to where the milk is so that they can see the bowl? Thank you.
Can they actually see the bowl? I mean, it's...
Now they can.
couldn't. It was
Yeah.
covered.
Now they can.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't know, three apples seems like a lot, but
What kind of apples did you use?
I used Honeycrisp. I already said it. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I wasn't listening.
I think you
You need to rewind the stream.
I was in the bathroom.
I'm on my second drink. Woohoo!
Marnie's having her own party behind the screens.
Woohoo!
Or behind the camera, I mean. Okay. So the next step is to gently fold in the bread cubes. I'm going to switch my mixing device to something else.
Susan said it all smells so good combined.
Wait till you get it in the oven and it starts baking. Okay, so maybe not pour it all in at once, just to make sure you have enough room in your bowl to mix everything together.
Did you wash your hands?
Yes? Who asked that?
It's the drink.
Oh, it's you. Not someone watching. The critic who's going to, maybe she doesn't get any dessert, huh?
Aww.
It's funny.
Yeah, you missed that too, huh?
Yeah, I did.
That's when I said it right after the honey.
Yeah, because I took a break after my session, and so I missed the Hawaiian bread and all
You
that.
needed to get puffed up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so the bread I did, you know, do the 24-hour staling, and it does feel stale, so.
Stale bread.
It's the best bread
Okay.
because it takes up all the stuff.
The
inside.
juices.
Yeah, maybe you should say why we use stale bread.
I don't know why. You say why.
We use stale bread because all the water has evaporated from the bread, so when you put it into the liquid, it soaks all of it up. That's
Thank you, science boy. If those of you that didn't know, Jonathan used to be a science biology teacher, so that's why he's all about the science about things. He's actually a better cook and baker than I am, so I don't know what I'm doing. But he's the cameraman, so he set everything up.
I'm giving you an hour wait. I'm putting you on pause.
You should show them your view from here.
You should.
Yeah.
John,
Yeah, you
Show
can
them
turn
your
the
view.
camera
Pan
well
over
off.
and show them the view.
Hey, everybody's talking about this view.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pan
You should turn the
over.
lights off.
Pan over.
Where's the switch?
There you go.
Zoom.
Maybe you gotta turn that off, that light off too. Cause it's like,
Oh, what happened?
Oh, we lost it. There it is. Zoom out.
So that's the view that we have that I put this window in for.
Yay.
Yay!
Well worth it.
You put the lights back on.
the remodel is just a little over 3 years. Still
Yeah, it
going.
looks good though.
Well worth the wait.
Yes.
Recessed lighting and everything.
I've been patient, guys. I've been patient because I understand it's hard work. I tried nailing these, like, how long are those? They're like,
3-inch nails.
yeah, that's hard. And I got tired after doing like maybe 3 or 4. So, yeah. So, and he was doing most of the work by himself. So, I was gracious and was patient enough to not push him too much to get this house done.
When's the patio coming?
A couple years later.
What?
We have an enclosed patio area, but it's not really for
Not ready yet.
Perfect for a
yet.
jacuzzi.
Yeah.
It's not ready.
Perfect for a jacuzzi.
You can start charging for private events.
There
You
you go.
cook, and you can have it outside since we're all about the outside dining right now.
Yeah, that will be in the far future.
100 per person.
So Lauren, what was the first dish that you baked?
That I've baked?
Yeah.
I really can't remember. Probably cookies. I
Cookies?
don't know, like any typical kid, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. Jonathan and I actually took a baking class at my work. We have a culinary arts program, and so one of the instructors, she was teaching us how to bake pies. She taught us how to bake pineapple pie and cranberry apple pie with the crumble on top. Was there anything else? Oh, and pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Yeah. That was a fun class. Although we had to go all the way to Santa Clarita, but that's normal for me, so that's okay. All right, so they're ready to now go in the baking dishes. So you just need to pour it in, or you can scoop it up and put it in. I'm gonna scoop it because, just because my baking dishes are kind of small. Maybe you don't have enough food in you either.
Yeah, that too.
See my cheeks?
Yeah.
It's so red. Hey, Jonathan,
Yeah.
I love the glowing toilet bowl.
Helps me aim.
So we have a story about that. Jonathan's been bugging me for years to get a bidet. It only took a pandemic to convince me to get a bidet.
A bidet that glows! It's blue, guys! It's blue!
Does it change colors?
No.
No.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be weird.
You will never, ever miss the toilet bowl, guys. Guys, I can't even
They still do, even
Yeah.
though they can see.
It's blue. Peter says, how long does the bread pudding stay in the oven?
Oh, I forgot one part. Before you put it in the oven, there's still a step. So, in a small bowl, stir together 2 tablespoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then you're going to put that on top, sprinkle it on top of the bread, the bread pudding. So don't put it in the oven yet. If you did, take it out and do that. So again, that's 2 tablespoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon.
Can you cook those in smaller bowls, or does it have to be that
No,
size?
yeah, you can do whatever size.
Okay.
Jason's missed a lot of things.
I'm
that
sorry.
he needs to do the replay.
I just want, for those who are late, you know, those who just tuned in, I'm asking those questions.
Or for those not paying attention.
Yeah, the
What size
recipe-
bowls again? I'm sorry.
The recipe calls for 9 by 13. But yeah, you can do any size you want.
Now more.
Okay, there's only a little bit left, so I'm just gonna add some more before I do the topping. And then when you're done with the sprinkling, you put it in the oven to bake for 30 to 40 minutes until puffed and golden brown. And then that's it. And then while you're waiting for it to bake, I'll talk about that because we have to do that next step, which has to be over the stove.
Okay.
You're gonna have to move.
Alright, we're gonna move the camera, so
Not right now. You don't have to do it right now,
Oh.
but you can prepare for that to happen. I don't know if it's gonna like overflow the rim of these smaller dishes, but we will see. I don't think it will too much, but I could be wrong.
Is that one bowl for each of us?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Dude!
That's a big bowl.
Dude!
You can take a doggy bag home.
Yeah. That's a lot of bread. Pudding.
Popcorn?
Good.
Or share one and then give one to your kids.
I'll take it home.
Auntie Normal wants it.
Oh yeah.
are we gonna move the camera now?
I have to do the topping, but sure.
Let's do the topping first.
How are you gonna do that? What? Okay. Magic of YouTube.
Instapot timer.
Part is done. Okay. So this is done. We're just gonna let it sit there. And
Honey, you need to turn on, open the
yep.
thing.
And our rice is done too. So we're gonna let it sit there. And we're gonna open and vent this out. Sorry. Got it?
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's that, Lauren?
The topping. Don't make me lose count.
A lot of sugar?
Yeah, so it's 2 tablespoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon to sprinkle on top of the bread pudding. Or you can skip this part if you don't like too much cinnamon or don't want too much sugar. You can always use sugar substitutes if you want, if you know how to use them and measure them where it's not too sweet when you're tasting it. And again, if you've already finished this and you're waiting to put it in the oven, and it's in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes until puffed and golden brown.
Chloe really likes your apron. Definitely the best on screen.
Thank you, Chloe. Thank you. I knew you were a cowboy fan. Don't listen to your dad.
Wait. You ready?
I'm doing the caramel. I gotta put this in the oven first.
Okay.
It's the caramel topping
Okay.
that we're doing on the stove.
Carolyn says it's 3 a.m. in Albania and Yuli's still watching.
Hey, you eating also, or are you just watching?
Hey Google, set a timer for 30 minutes.
All right.
Sure, 30 minutes. Starting now.
So we like to use our Google Home to set timers, so we don't have. And on my tablet, it's hearing me too. So yeah, we use our Google Home for our timer a lot. Okay, so now we need to make the caramel sauce. So now we need to go over to the stove, but before we do that, maybe I'll do the mixing on the counter here, and then we'll move to the stove. I don't know if this is big enough. 1 cup of unsalted butter, 1 cup of heavy cream, and 1 cup of brown sugar.
Yeah. That'll.
So it's 1 cup of unsalted butter, 1 cup of heavy cream, and 1 cup of brown sugar. So
Hold on a second. Our stream kind of stuck,
Oh.
so we might have to do it again.
No, it's it just lagged a little bit.
Okay. Go back.
I'm watching it here.
You might want to
just getting the actual ingredients.
You scared me.
Sorry, dog. Stop.
Okay, so if you missed that, or if our internet cut out, whatever, for the...
Sorry.
Maybe I'll wait till my dog stops barking. I think we had a delivery, so that's why our dog barked, because she heard someone. Okay, so for the caramel sauce, it is 1 cup of heavy cream and 1 cup of brown sugar. Oh, anyway.
This came a little late. That was a bar mat. And
You need to build a bar.
Jay, do you want to open while we're waiting for Lauren? Do you
No.
want to open the Instapot?
No, it's okay. Some people might still be cooking their meat, so this gives them extra time to catch up.
yeah, these are cute.
Yeah, it was an Amazon delivery.
Yeah, and your dog scared me. My goodness.
Will it open up, B? Yeah.
She's not as bad as Yoda's bark. Yoda's was a lot louder.
So are we gonna do the caramel now?
My cousin says the dog blew out his speakers. Trust me, I jumped. I almost dropped my phone. Yeah, that was a loud bark.
Are we
Yeah, yeah,
gonna switch now?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm almost done putting it all in.
Yes.
What kind of butter are you using?
Unsalted butter, Jason. I don't know how many times I've said
Jason,
I'm just trying to be funny.
your sister said, let's see Kuya's apron. So go over there and
Well,
show
you
her
guys
the
want to see
apron.
my apron, okay?
You want to see Jason's apron and not mine?
So, just to let everyone know, I got this apron from Hoving Home. They came to our church one time and had all these aprons, and they had one Dallas Cowboy one. And so I
No,
bought
they
it.
had more than just
No,
one.
no, they had this one.
I bought that for you.
But anyway, so if you don't know what Hoving Home is, it's an organization that we support as a church. So if you want to check out their website, Hoving Home. And
This is my apron, Sidey. Thanks for asking.
Just to let you guys know, this is a Rams house.
Friday, I'm using
And
USC.
And we're a Bruin house.
USC.
We don't know
If
why
I
we're their
answered the
friends.
door, I would have told her to turn her
Cowboys.
sweatshirt up. No. Obviously, I can't shout over her. She's too loud.
That I am.
so fun, so fun. Where else would you see a USC person in a UCLA home?
Sidey says, wow. That's Jason's sister. She said, wow.
Where or the bigger silver one?
It's on the bottom. No, it's right there.
Just try.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like overflowing a little.
Okay.
So apparently my pot is not big enough for all of this. Yeah. Give me that.
Jenard said, fight on. Yay!
Where is it, Marty?
Okay, so we're gonna switch over to the stove scene now. So
We don't have to. We don't have to.
Stove.
yeah, we're gonna switch over to that. So.
Okay, so wait, did it start?
Yes.
Oh. Are you pointing that way? Not necessarily at me. Don't point at me. Don't even be in the shot.
We're good.
Okay. So you're going to stir together the butter, heavy cream, and brown sugar. And you're going to use medium to low heat or medium-low heat. And then you're going to bring it to a boil. And when it comes to a boil, you're going to reduce the heat to low and simmer until the sauce thickens. So that should be about 5 minutes. And then after the bread pudding is done baking, then you just pour it over the bread pudding and serve.
Carolyn says okay now when you get started.
Oh, perfect.
What?
Carolyn says her meat is done.
Jason.
Crazy. Where you going? Cookie?
Alright, let's so what else do you have to do, honey?
That's it.
That's it? Okay.
So then we can switch back to Jason.
Okay.
So let me switch it over. Hold on a second.
Okie dokie.
Oh, so you can eat this with, you can top it after you pour the caramel sauce, you can top it with either vanilla ice cream or whipped cream.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
cooker, Instapot is done. Hopefully your pressure cooker and your meat is done. I went ahead and released the pressure from it earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and open it. Be very careful when you're using pressure cooker or Instapot. Make sure you be careful with opening it up and make sure that it's released before you open it up. Okay. So I'm just gonna show you guys the meat
Yeah,
all
look
cooked.
more.
Right there. Can you see it?
Twist it more.
Right there.
Yes.
So I don't know if we're gonna be able to get all the veggies in here, but we will certainly try. Okay. So you just pop in your veggies into the pot. And with Instapot, it makes it really easy. Pressure cooker as well, but it just saves a lot of time. And then put in the carrots. It's gonna be really full. Maybe we should have brought. Maybe we should have brought a bigger pot, but
Yeah,
we
a
will
bigger
do.
pot.
Should I transfer it to a bigger pot? Because I don't know if all these veggies are gonna. Let's do that. Let's transfer it.
To ours.
Yeah. Because I want to get all the veggies in. So
Hopefully
if your pot is not big enough to put all the veggies, you can transfer it out. This is I think a 6-quart, so I'm gonna go ahead and transfer that out. This 6-quart is on sale. Marty was telling me for what, $69.99?
Yeah, the 6-quart Instapots are on sale on Amazon for $69.99.
So we're just gonna transfer to a bigger one because once I put all the veggies in, it's going to overflow. Thank you.
Yep.
For those of you that don't have to do this, you can go ahead and just put all the veggies in. You put the potatoes, the carrots, the corn, and the string beans in, and then let it simmer again for another 15 minutes. You want to put the Napa cabbage in last. This is going to take forever.
Bigger spoon.
No, it's okay.
Wait.
We gotta wait for the things to bake too anyway, so.
Susan said gorgeous view. Susan, is that a gorgeous view of my husband?
Thanks, babe. Okay. Alright, we get everything out. I will put this one away.
Hey Google, how much time is left on the timer?
12 minutes and 58 seconds to go.
Okay, so we have Jonathan's pot here. Put it in. Is this a 10-quart?
I think it's 8.
8? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're putting in all the veggies except the Napa cabbage. And make sure it's packed down and soaking in the water. We're going to plug it in. Okay. Wrap into the cover. Oh, here. Set the cover on. Reverse. Thank you. And we're gonna hit hit saute. It says 30 minutes, but it's not gonna take 30 minutes, but we're just gonna hit saute, and then we're gonna hit
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Manual.
You can do manual.
Manual.
Oops.
It is not his
This is
Instapot.
not my Instapot, so let me clear
Cancel?
this.
Yeah.
Cancel.
Manual.
Manual. 10 minutes.
There.
And
That's it.
start.
High. Is it on high?
Yes. And is it locked?
Yes.
It's locked. Okay.
Start.
And it is on high pressure. And it is on.
Yay!
Okay. So while that is going, I will introduce the special sauce. So for you guys who are not Filipino or Asian, this is a special sauce. It's called Rufina Patis. And what it is fish sauce, basically. So hopefully you guys were able to pick one of these up. If not, I mean, you could use salt, you can use something else to season the meat and the soup. But traditional Filipinos will use Rufina Patis. This is the brand we always use. We've tried other brands before. Unfortunately, they do not taste the same for some reason. So you can get this at like a 99 Ranch in our area. You can also get it at Vaughn's. They have like an Asian location or Asian aisle.
Chased Family
And
Market.
the Filipino
in
store.
Pasadena.
Yes. So you can go to the Filipino market. There's one in Pasadena off of Allen in the 210, near the 210 freeway. So we will use that later, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean up a little bit while we wait another 10 minutes for that to simmer. So if you're using a cooker, you can stick everything, all the vegetables in, seal it again, and turn it on and let it simmer for 10 minutes.
Instapot, not pressure cooker.
Well, if some people are using the pressure cooker, you could do that. But Instapot, same thing. Depends on what you're using at home. So, who's doing the dishes? All right. So are we gonna set the table so we can eat?
Your sister said she loves patis.
Yes. Do not drink this straight though. It's very potent.
Very salty.
Yes, very salty. I don't know. I think in my household, we grew up with this bottle in our house. So my mom, my grandmother, anyone who's cooking would always put it in whatever dish they're cooking. A lot of times we'll use it. Well, I'll use it. I use patis differently than my wife. So because I'm from a certain part of the Philippines, I use it with lemon lemon and patis to eat fried fish. She uses lemon and soy sauce, which is totally weird to me, but that's just how she does it, I guess. But anyway, but
It's the Visayan way.
yes. All right. So any questions, comments? Again, hit that like button, subscribe, follow. We are just in the waiting mode, and everything is baking, and everything is cooking. So this is a time to ask your questions. Leave it in the comments. Tell us a story again.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, I will tell you a story of the second time my wife tried to cook.
What about you? The first time you cooked.
So the second time she tried to cook,
Jeez.
I come home from school, I think, and she said, "Oh, I cooked your favorite dish," and I said, "Oh,
This was when we were still dating.
what is the dish?" And she said, "I cooked you mung beans
Oh.
with the strips of pork, basically fried pork. It's like almost like a stew or." And so I was like, "Oh, great, let's eat." And so as I'm pouring the stuff into my plate, the mung beans were not exactly all the way cooked, and the mung beans were making noise on my plate while I'm pouring it in. So my wife has come a long way. Not to say all my stories about her bad cooking, but she has come a long way, and she is a great cook.
I take after my mother. That is exactly what happened to her the very first time she cooked mung beans for my dad. For Filipinos, it is called munggo. So, yeah. Thumbs up, Mom.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Lauren, you want to give an update on your baked goods?
Oh, Google can. Hey Google, how much time is left on the timer?
6 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Awesome.
Alright, still 6 minutes.
Okay, any comments, questions? Hopefully you guys are caught up and are in the process of cooking the veggies in with meat. If for some reason you open it up after 10 minutes and it's still not cooked, the veggies, I mean, you can just put it in for another 5 minutes. Each cooker is different, each Instant Pot is different, each pressure cooker is different, so your results may vary. So please feel free, if the vegetables are not cooked yet, just leave them in there for another 10 minutes until they're ready to eat. And what I usually do is right at the end, when the dish is done, I will stick the Napa cabbage on top and just let it kind of simmer in there for another 5 minutes, and then it's ready to serve. I normally don't put the patis inside the stew because
I do.
I usually put it in a bowl and let each person kind of, for their taste, you know, if they like it salty, they can put like 3 tablespoons in it or whatever. But you guys do what you want. If you wanted, you can put some of the fish sauce in the soup and just taste it to your liking.
You actually put 2 big, huge ladles of patis in there.
Yeah, depending on how big your batch
And
is.
Jason forgot to mention that we also put a little bit of pepper in there. So just for those who are watching and are very good in cooking Filipino dishes, that is what we do.
Yes.
Also, I wanted to actually mention that the reason why we are doing all of these cooking shows every single night for Hope Christian Fellowship, which is our family church, is because normally for Thanksgiving we have this huge, like almost banquet for the entire church. And this is the very first year that we're actually not being able to do that because of COVID. And so we figured that we'll do this so that we can still feel like we're all together, and we're still cooking and we're still eating, which is like my love language is food. So this is a big deal for me.
Yes. So it'd be interesting to see in the comments how many of you guys actually followed all 5 days from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And give us feedback on what you thought. I know Christmas is coming up. We have some events at our church for Christmas, but maybe in the future we can do something similar to this. But let us know how this went. Any comments, feedback is appreciated. So I will go ahead and put this in a bowl, ready to put on the table for people to use, and I will be right back.
So if you guys didn't catch what to top the bread pudding done with after it's done baking, you're gonna put the caramel sauce on, just pour it over, and then you can eat it with vanilla ice cream, or you can eat it with whipped cream. So you can choose whatever. We happen to have whipped cream, so that's what we're gonna use tonight.
Okay, so in our household we usually have a bowl and a spoon, and we just put the sauce in there, and my kids sometimes we have to refill it 2 or 3 times depending on how people are feeling to make their food salty or not. So we'll just put some of this in the bowl and set out on the table, and you can adjust your flavor accordingly. Yep.
On the counter here,
Okay.
because I don't want to plug into the table.
No problem. All right, and we will put the rice. You want to leave the rice on the counter too?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you guys can see, this beautiful concrete slab was actually poured by Jonathan himself. It came out really nice. So Jonathan, you poured it and then stained it,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So these are really awesome tabletops or countertops, and it goes all throughout the kitchen as well. So we're gonna set everything out here on the counter and then have each person just grab their meal and head over to the table. So hopefully you guys are still with us and your food is still cooking. Let us know if you have any comments or questions. We have a few more minutes left and then we should be good.
I'm gonna put the bread pudding out.
Okay, I'll put the soup up here. Cool.
Do we need more? I don't know if I have more.
Lauren, how long have you been married?
Come on now.
We've been married 9 years, but we've been together for how long, Jonathan?
16.
How about you, Jason? How long have you been married?
Long enough.
Let me tell you a little story about when Jonathan and I were first dating.
Oh!
And this, again, is a good show because it's about cooking. So I was a terrible cook. I was in college and just learning how to cook. So I was the one doing all the cooking. Oh, bread pudding's done.
Stop.
Maybe.
Carolyn
Pause on
actually,
the story.
yeah, Carolyn actually mentioned, thank you so much, Reyes's and Rie families. Excited to try it all. So fun watching and cooking with you all. Thank you, Carolyn.
All right. I believe we're gonna sign off soon. We're just gonna pull the dish out. But if you still have any questions, text us. For those of you who know our numbers. But we're gonna end soon. We're pulling out the bread pudding right now.
Oven.
We'll have to show you everything first before we actually sign out.
Yeah. Ooh, that looks good.
Jason, can you pull out another pot holder in the third drawer down? Yeah. There's another long one on the very bottom. Thank you.
Put it up here. Can you reach it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so bread pudding's done. We just need to add the caramel sauce, which I'm gonna wait until we actually are ready to eat it before well, actually, I guess I could do it now. Okay, I think I may have put a little too much heavy cream, although I thought I put it's not quite thick yet, so I'm just gonna let it sit for a little bit to thicken. As Jonathan said, when the butter cools, it'll thicken and harden. So I'm not gonna pour it on yet, but we'll do it later before we eat it. So thanks for joining us, but let me finish my story I was saying. So I did all the cooking when we were first dating, and so Jonathan held out on me because his friends ratted him out that, when they used to hang out together, that he used to cook for them all the time.
Ooh!
So then he cooked, his first dish that he cooked for me was chicken parmesan. Yeah.
Wow.
From scratch. So,
Nice.
yeah. But yeah, he's definitely a better cook than me.
So,
And he always criticizes me about my cutting.
so maybe we'll have him on next time.
Maybe I'll have to take a knife cutting skills class at my work. Alright, thanks guys.
But just so you know, Jonathan also makes the bomb turkey, deep fried turkey for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
But we're not doing it this year.
Not this year.
Not this year, but he's done it for us one year and it is so delicious.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your patience with our hiccups and slowness, I guess. But for some, it's easier to follow. But yeah, thank you for joining us and happy Thanksgiving. Have a
Wait,
good night.
you haven't even shown them what your dish looks like.
It's not done yet. I gotta.
Well, how many more minutes do you have?
That's a good question.
It's still pressurizing.
It's still
It's still
Pressure.
pressure. It's yeah. So it's on the high heat, making sure the veggies are cooking. Again, if for some reason you take it out after 10 minutes and it's not fully cooked, you can set it again for another 10 minutes. But usually with Instapot, it cooks fairly quickly. So
Do we need to log off now before you show it, or how are you going to show them?
just why don't we do this? Go on Instagram and you'll see the pictures of the final product. So enjoy your evening. Happy Thanksgiving. See you next time. And per Pete, we out.
We out, Pete. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.